Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new DX Button Reacts for September 13, 2022 for the Nintendo Direct, the first big one since God knows when. I'm the X Button host, Alejandro, and with me very early in this morning is my co-host. And we didn't hear that, so I don't know if you just screwed it up there. So,
I was just whispering, "Hey,
yeah,
Vincent Paul, how's it going?"
yeah, that didn't play out,
Wow,
but
so whispers don't work for this microphone. Got
yeah,
it.
good to know. Hey, we always like to do it. We're always in this very weird DIY, uh, garbage truck on fire / like just winging it style of recording. But how are you doing this morning, Paul? It's way too early. You got your coffee in hand?
Yep.
Because
I am doing my thing. I'm hanging out. I still got those sleepy eyes, and I'm gonna have that for probably till the end of this. The only thing that will wake me up is gonna be Legend of Zelda.
yeah,
I'm just going straight into the predictions. If the Zelda anything doesn't
let's
show
just
up,
say
I'm
it
gonna
is
be
like
so sad.
the only reason we're willing to wake up early for this freaking direct is because good old Jeff Grubb from Giant Bomb and formerly VentureBeat, who's predicted previously many things that have turned out right, especially in the last year and change. He had heard that this was going to be like a big Zelda blowout, and that there may be info for the Breath of the Wild sequel, but also like the missing games that are on the Switch, which were Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD,
Yep.
which have been stuck endlessly over in the Wii U that no one bought. And that's always been like every time that we watch a Nintendo Direct, I had always had that hope. Especially to me, the hope started when they did the thing with Mario. When the Mario games came with the 3D All Stars collection, that's when I was like, if they're doing this with Mario, of course they're gonna do it with Zelda, right? And then we got only Skyward Sword HD for the 35th anniversary last year. So that's the only thing that I really care for that to pop up. Anything else can be just like a bonus. I just want to play that game again. Like Wind Waker is like even though I still have a Wii that I can easily plug in. I have an HDMI adapter that I bought last year to try to make it look at least semi-visible in my 4K TV, even though it doesn't like hold up in format in like the screen format and all that. It's just I've seen what Wind Waker HD looks like. I played it on Wii U thanks to our fellow friend JFK that when he wants to let me borrow his Wii U for Breath of the Wild back in the day when I didn't have a Switch. So I know what it looks like. It's just now it's been enough time that I really want to play it, and I want to play it with quality of life also because they did some quality of life in that remastered.
And I just want to feel that whimsical, adventurous feeling again. And even games that have tried to be several versions of Legend of Zelda just don't really
Don't
like
hit
they
the
might
spot.
have heart, but they don't hit the right spot the same way. And I don't get nostalgic for too many games because I didn't play too many good games.
Yeah.
So when I do, I really want to feel that nostalgia again.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I constantly keep Kingdom Hearts 2 saved on my hard drive.
Because you want to feel you definitely want to
Yeah.
feel that. I know that. It's like to me, and that's the weird thing with me with Nintendo. It's like the new stuff doesn't do it for me. Like I don't get excited for the Splatoon 3s. I don't get excited for the Xenoblade Chronicles. Nintendo fans that like that, more power to you. That's just not me. Like the power for Nintendo is how I grew up with Nintendo and like the big marquee franchises for me. That's just who I am. And I just really want that desire for finally having a modern system that works with everything right now, just to have all the Zelda games in there, to be kind of like the ultimate machine for a system that's not our main system. Like at all that, I'm sure I'm really shocked for the people that managed to make the Switch work as their main system. More power to you. So, and our friend Zachity says he's unfortunately out again. He'll never do a react with us. So
He'll get around to it. He
yeah,
has a better life to live than dealing with our shenanigans. Maybe you should be nicer to him, Alejandro, and
yeah,
not post gifs of garden shears so
I know.
often.
And torture of his heroes in chaos. So we're based on the time, it should be starting at any point. It's already 7 a.m. Pacific time. You're at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You're 9 a.m. Central time,
Yep.
and my 8 a.m. So anytime now, Nintendo. So how long will you make us wait? Because it's supposed to be. Look, it's 40 minutes. Oh, there he is.
There.
So
Right.
they have stuff to talk about, and of course they're gonna give us the
Of course, the release date subject to change.
yeah. Here we go.
I can't lie. I get such an endorphin rush from this music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
We live on the continent of Elios. 4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center.
I have no idea what this is.
Haven't we seen this
1,000
before?
years ago, our
Unless it's like
lands held
Bravely
vicious
Second
war
or
with the
something,
foul
but
dragon.
no. Is it Monster Hunter?
We called upon heroes from other worlds to aid us. Heroes known as
No.
emblems.
It's
With
Fire
them,
Emblem.
Oh,
the
okay.
warriors of our nations fought as one.
I think last time we saw
In the end,
Nintendo Direct, it
we
also
were
started with a Fire
victorious in
Emblem.
defeating and
Yeah.
imprisoning
The
This
Fire
is,
Emblem Heroes.
This is like an anthology thing. It's got to be a
In the
gotcha.
years
I'm calling
Mhm.
it.
Our world has been safe. But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
Ganon.
Yeah. That's gonna be a theme. Everything's just gonna be like,
It actually made me think of something hilarious. There was this Super Bowl commercial several years ago where it started off as commercials for different things, and it would always turn into a Tide commercial, like the detergent.
yeah, I remember Tide was all over. I think it was the
and-
2016 Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Yeah.
And it was the guy that played Hopper from Stranger Things, always showing up in different things. What
Mhm.
if they did that for this, where it's like different games, and then it would switch and turn into a commercial for a different one?
Mhm. Oh wait, this is a new one then.
Engage. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a gotcha game.
You're really awake.
Yeah, it definitely has the art style of Genshin
Genshin.
Impact.
Yeah.
What are those horrible things?
Well, not really a gacha. It's just
okay.
more traditional.
Well, at least the
Fire Emblem.
gameplay is
A member of a royal family.
Fire Emblem. Is this mobile?
I doubt it.
Fell dragon.
That's the thing. The Switch couldn't have games that could pass up for mobile games. It's 5 years old.
I've had my
True.
eye on you.
Well, I'm thinking maybe if it's like mobile exclusively.
Mhm.
Marth, right.
See, because you're like got spirits of the different Fire Emblem characters.
I'll say that it has a little bit of Diafield Chronicles sometimes, like in perspective. You play the demo, right?
Yeah. I would say Diafield was just trying to be Fire Emblem, but worse. Did you play Three Houses by chance?
No.
Okay, so Diafield was like the great value, cheap version of Fire Emblem, but everything played similarly.
hmm
Please
Hey, for
let me
non-Nintendo Switch owners, at least they had that kind of game.
That is true.
Yeah.
I have to give them credit for that because nobody else has been able to really capture the excitement of that.
Only South Park: The
She has
Fractured
to tear
Butthole,
all of the rings and bring
because
peace
it has a
into
Fire
the
Emblem
place.
style fighting system.
Seriously. Oh, man. I mean, it looks great, and
Yeah, see, it's not a
playing
mobile. It's
perfectly
for
fine.
January.
Gosh,
Okay.
Okay. I guess it's just like a random spin-off Fire Emblem game. I
Mhm.
really thought it was
Hello,
going to be some
everyone.
weird
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Thank you. Can you guide us to what we want, please?
What you just saw was the latest installment. of
Walking
the
into
Fire
a
Emblem
grocery
series,
store saying, "Hi,
Fire
can I
Emblem
find the
Engage.
flower?" And then they're giving you a tour of
addition to the
every
standard
aisle. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I just want to go there.
Fire Emblem Engage
That's how it feels like, right?
edition containing collectible
That
items.
art, hot dog.
Then that's the thing, like, unless they
Please look
package
forward
every
to more
Zelda thing
information
together,
about this
is like,
game in the future.
that could be like the end of the direct, so we'll have to like,
Let's
Yeah.
take a look at our
I-
first batch of headlines.
Let's see what the deal is.
oh, cool. That was not on Switch.
Two to tango.
I
I could have sworn it was.
would think that it was too strong for the Switch.
On the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at those models with
But it
their
gets
720
It's-
textures.
When they turn
It was even
into
lower than 720.
to get
Bless
their
their
bodies
hearts. But
back,
I mean, that's the
they'll
thing,
play the
because of how
onslaught
stylized it
challenges.
is.
We're working
Mhm.
together
All of this
is
looks
the
great.
only way
And that's the thing,
forward.
it'll look great in the handheld
Team
because
up
the
and
handheld
cooperate
is a
with a friend
720p
in this
screen,
critically
so
acclaimed two-player
when you
platform
put the
adventure.
actual resolution
The bumpiest
of the
road
game,
will
the same as your
travel
screen, is
solo
just
by
gonna
your
look
side.
super sharp.
Venture through
yeah.
Like,
fantastical
with the screen you're
worlds
looking,
filled
so-
with challenging experiences
Which is
around
where it
every
works, and
corner.
now you can play it
In
fully
addition to
portable.
single-system play, the game can also be played on 2 systems via local wireless or online.
That's
with
true,
a
because
pal
this is
via
would be the
free
only
Friends
one you could do
Pass.
couch co-op with.
Mm-hmm.
Help Cody
That's
and May
good.
return to normal.
Oh
With
wait,
the
no, you could
partner, of
always do
course.
couch co-op. What am I saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I literally
It
did
Takes
couch
Two
co-op.
launches
I
on
know.
Nintendo Switch system
It's your
November
early morning,
Uh,
Paul. Like,
yeah.
I'll let you go with
I'm
I'm
with
gonna
those
believe
comments.
that. All right,
November
November
4th.
4th. Cool.
The forbidden story
Uh,
begins.
Fatal Frame.
Yep.
帰ってくるの妙月と
Man, that used to be like the premier horror game
Mhm.
for weebs.
After mysteriously vanishing as a child, Ruka Minazuki visits an abandoned hospital in search of
I'm
her
just loving
lost
this era we're
memories.
in, that a lot of old franchises are finding some sort of revival through the remaster. Franchises
Use
that
the
we thought would
camera
never come
obscura
back.
to repel
Definitely.
evil spirits and uncover the memories that were sealed away.
That's basically
Dark
what
curse
Embracer
looms
is doing.
near. What ancient rituals
Basically,
will
yeah.
be revealed?
And I'm just
Fatal Frame,
glad that
Mask of the Lunar Eclipse
people
launches
who
for
are
the
fans
first
of that
time
are
in the
getting
West on
something, you know?
Nintendo Switch
Mhm.
next year.
early next year. Okay.
There's a new hero who looks
Buy a lit Evercard and-
mechanical. Introducing Wave 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
This was big,
for the Xenoblade
like,
Chronicles
It was
3.
big for this year.
This is Ino.
She looks like
new
a Pokemon.
hero. She appears to be mechanical. Complete her quest to have her join your party, expanding your options for classes and battle strategies. Challenge battles will also be added.
It's
Test
so
your
funny
mettle in
because like
consecutive battles
people
against
swear
tough
by
enemies.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and then half the
Defeat all
gameplay
enemy
is
waves
different
to
menus,
earn
and I'm just
rewards.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Even
could do this.
stronger enemies to
Yeah.
earn valuable accessories and special
Any
outfits.
hope for me to actually play it
Mhm.
died when they said it was like 100-something hours to complete,
More
and I was
Yeah.
just
gameplay
like, I can't do that,
additions will
guys.
arrive in
Not
Wave
anymore.
3.
You're finally like cross that
Wave
threshold.
2
Whenever
of the
someone like
Xenoblade Chronicles
mentions that,
3
it's like,
expansion pass launches on
it's
Nintendo
what
Switch
keeps
on
happening with me
October
with Valhalla. I say I want to keep starting, but then it's like just
13th. Get drawn into these Nintendo Switch games.
there's my dog.
Nautical nonsense begins when SpongeBob and Patrick make a wish that
Yeah, the
unravels
SpongeBob game that
very
was
fabric of the
announced
universe.
last
In this
year and was
3D
shown at the
platforming adventure, you'll travel
THQ
through portals to
showcase.
7 outlandish wish worlds, like prehistoric kelp
So I'm glad
forests
that it's
and
showing
Wild
up
West
on,
jellyfish
Mhm.
fields. Explore using all
Switch.
sorts of wacky moves.
It's like
I
this
love
is the
these
kind of
different
game that
outfits,
it's the
too.
kind of game that is at
Costumes,
home
and
there.
meet your favorite Bikini Bottom residents from the TV series, voiced
The
by their
emotes are
original
memes from
actors.
SpongeBob.
I know.
Soak up SpongeBob
Oh my
SquarePants,
gosh.
Cosmic Shake, launching on Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch next year.
SpongeBob memes are just the best.
I'm so glad that exists.
You're
A Black
already
Adam? Oh no, I don't know. I saw the boots. I'm like, it's
Phoenix
like-
Boxing Fist of the North Star. Hey, at least
They'll be
another
used
wor-
for
another workout game.
Exercise mode, leading you through various boxing drills. Defeat as many enemies as you can with just your
Oh,
fists in battle
I can't
mode.
lie, that's
Or
perfect.
Take on
Mhm.
rivals in boss battles, including
The Ring Fit
Champion
Adventure was
Fitness
such a huge
Boxing,
hit
Fist
for
of the
them,
North
and
Star
though and
launches on Nintendo
and people
Switch
working
March
out.
2023.
That's just not Just Dance.
This ain't your uncle's
gosh.
dodgeball.
Oh, cool!
whatever
A
you can
Ubisoft
in
game,
opponents in this hilariously
an actual
hard
new
and
Ubisoft
party
game. I wish it was there in the showcase on Saturday. God, do I have things to say to you, Paul, about that showcase on tomorrow when we record episode 69.
I both relish it and fear what you're going to say. Because you already warned me.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be R-rated, that's all I'll tell you, because That's the only way to really explain the feelings. Yeah, that's coming out also on PlayStation end of this month, and it's already on Game Pass. So
Right.
This was a sleeper hit. That again came out at the wrong time, where everything was coming out.
This was probably gonna be like one of the closest chances I had to recapture an old Zelda feel. Obviously, we've talked about my hesitation with Game Pass, so I think I'll end up just having it on my wish list for a sale. front
Full
mission.
remix of 2 front mission games are storming
Yeah, this
in.
was in the last Nintendo Direct, if I
Front
remember
Mission 1
correctly.
remake,
So
you'll pilot giant machines called Bonzers in tactical turn-based combat. As you progress, you'll obtain skills that can help you gain the upper hand.
I do wish there was more mech stuff.
You can also test
It seems
your mettle
really
at the
gimmicky,
Coliseum.
what we do get. It's like so focused on
it's because it's an
specifically-
RPG, so of course that's gonna be.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, just any mech-related things. It's either, like, always Gundam or really specific. Or, like, you get Armored Core, but that's only on PC.
Launches on Nintendo Switch this November. Front Mission 2 remake.
That's well, now they
will launch on
finally put
Nintendo
dates on.
Switch next year. And
Which is good.
in the future, a remake of
Oh, cool!
Front
And now they
Mission
added
3
the third one
will
because they had
launch
only
on
said
Nintendo Switch.
two of them.
Right.
I remember seeing the box set of From Mission 4
It's a
for PS2 back in
wonderful ride for a
2004.
new generation. After nearly 20 years, a beloved
Story
farming
of Seasons.
experience is reborn.
No, it's Story of Seasons.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to Forgotten Valley. Here, you'll
Very
manage a
Harvest
farm
Moon,
passed
like-
down to
Yeah,
you
it's
by
like
your
the
father.
dude looked just like the kid from
Restore and
Harvest
expand
Moon.
your
Mhm.
farm as you nurture crops. Care
Yeah,
for
I
your
remember
friendly
Harvest
animals
Moon.
and
I,
help
the only
land
one I played was the
resources.
N64 one that someone let me borrow.
Yeah, my
Befriend the
brother
townsfolk while
played the
you're out and about
GameCube
in the
one,
valley.
and I was like, cool. That doesn't seem like something I would
You
like
might
to
even
play.
meet your future partner.
Yeah, it's like that's when I realized that I'm not cut out for that kind of game. It's
In
like
this installment,
chore the game.
Those around you
Basically.
grow older as time goes on.
Yeah, I
Like-
noticed
Their
when you're the
appearances
one
will
that
change
does
over the
all the
years.
chores, you're like, oh,
Your
I
child
don't
will
want to do
also
this
choose
as a
their
game.
career based
Exactly.
on how you raise them.
Hey,
Then
but a
my
lot of people
brother-
love doing the chores in Animal Crossing in the pandemic, so
An
That's true.
especially
It's
wonderful
a
farm
very
life in
different
Forgotten
kind of
Valley
thing.
lies
I
ahead.
think.
because of the
Check-
animals makes it feel like a little bit of an escapism. So-
Yeah, the
Story of
animals,
Seasons,
the
A
how it's
Wonderful Life
so much
launches on
easier. You
Nintendo
see
Switch,
actual
summer
growth in your life.
2023.
Yeah. So now that I'm seeing when the timetables of all these games, they're definitely gonna talk about the Breath of the Wild sequel. They absolutely have to, and they have to give it a name now. It's been too long.
Have you seen all the memes about the girl on the right's forehead?
Yeah.
Honestly,
The first post-launch
part of me's kind of
Splatfest
surprised
for
that
Splatoon 3
Splatoon
has
really
been
picked
confirmed.
off back in the Wii
Here's
U.
the theme.
Hmm.
When you really think about it, it's like,
What
how
would
did
you
that
bring
one
to a
survive?
desert
Yeah,
island?
I think it's just more specifically because what it meant.
Or fun?
This was Nintendo's first new IP in ages.
And it was a third-person competitive shooter.
Exactly. So, and it was one of the first sort of live service games that really evolved over time and also free.
True.
So the game that had launched by the end of like that year had so much new content added to it.
And more free updates are planned
for all of the,
Splatoon 3.
Content-heavy parents,
lookout
this
for
was
more
like an
info in the
easy
future.
win.
Mhm.
To be like, oh, it's a shooter, but it's just
With
aim.
paint.
Squid.
Ah,
Okay.
exactly.
What did you think? What would you bring to a deserted island? As for me, I've already decided.
Cast away the
I
game.
hope you'll all participate as well. Next, please take a look at this.
Harvestella, I would assume.
Maybe so.
Or is that
Oh no, this is the
Live Alive? Or
Yeah,
another
thanks.
of the Octopath Traveler style games? Yeah.
I mean, did
Oh, the sequel, okay.
Oh, cool.
Introducing a
And Triangle
brand new
Strategy
game,
was really
Octopath
popular
Travelers
early this
series.
year, especially if you were only on Switch. Or if
Yeah.
you want to start it,
Travelers embark
that Triangle
on a
Strategy
journey
came
through the land
at the
of
right time in that
Zelda.
like bloodbath
We could realize
in
a
the other
world without
consoles.
conflict, without bloodshed.
I'm going to become a star and bring smiles to people's faces.
I'll say like Square Enix and Nintendo have really hit it off with providing this like JRPGs. And I always said like I forgot to mention when I was trolling in the in our chat when I said that I deleted Omori. That feels like a game perfect for a handheld for me, or to have it here instead of like on a big TV. These kinds of games to me just work better in a handheld for some reason. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's because that's where I played Pokemon. So that's always a big association.
they've definitely upgraded.
And I know why also, Paul,
their
because
visuals.
in a handheld you're like this. When you're in a controller, it's easy for you to like let it go and grab your phone and be distracted.
Yeah.
The
You have to hold it to focus on what you're doing.
And what adventures await them in this new world?
It was funny with Octopath because it was a Switch exclusive, but then it came to Game Pass. But it never came to PlayStation, which was really,
Which is such a shame.
yeah. Which is curious also.
That's so cool. Octopath Traveler 1 always felt like it didn't have enough of a push because you had to play through each individual person's story. Excuse me.
It's cool that's coming out in February 24th, 4 days before Witch Queen.
From Square Enix.
Oh shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Please look forward to the journeys of 8 new heroes. Let's see some more headlines.
Magical Home awaits.
Home is waiting for you.
I keep looking at the clock
Welcome
to
to
like
your new
fear how
fairy
long
tale
it's been.
in
Yeah,
Fae
it's
Farm.
been 16 minutes.
Cultivate your homestead.
We have 23 minutes left,
Forge
Paul, for to have
everlasting
our
friendships in
hearts
this farm
broken.
Simulation RPG. Discover
Alright, another
magical
farm
spells to
simulator.
grow crops.
This
Face
one
off
does feel
against
more
mischievous foes.
polished.
Yeah. This is like the equivalent of us
Explore the
wanting to get to the
enchanted
headline
realms of
fight and we
Azoria.
have to get through the undercard.
Along
We really
the
do.
way,
So-
befriend a lively cast of characters who call this island their home. Tend and grow your fairy tale farmstead solo or together with up to 4 players in local
again, it's
online
like,
multiplayer.
we
By
just have to be
gathering
honest with
resources
ourselves. It's
and
like,
crafting items,
this is not
you'll
for
be able
like,
to customize your home and enjoy
we're
this
not like main Switch
mesmerizing
players, as I said
adventure
before, and
even
it's
more.
just, we're
As
not
the
for many of
seasons
these.
change, new spellbinding surprises can be
Even so,
unlocked that'll
um,
help you restore
I guess
Azoria to
we
its
at least have
natural
to
splendor.
say things about them.
Mhm.
Magic awaits
and I
in
feel
Fae
like
Farm.
this
Farm.
Launching exclusively
is
on
better
Nintendo
than
Switch,
the,
spring 2023.
crap. What was
It's a musical blast from
Okay.
the past.
I
Celebrate the
didn't we
35th
s-
anniversary
this came
of the
out
Final
already.
Fantasy series with the latest theater rhythm.
Theater
game.
rhythm.
Oh, yep. Theater
Enjoy
rhythm.
iconic songs like One Winged
Oh
Angel,
my gosh.
Torn from the Heavens.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks cool.
This came out like 10 years ago though.
Yeah.
There are 385 songs total.
Yeah, this is absolutely what you would
Songs
find in
are
a Japanese
categorized by
arcade.
name, so you can play each stage while experiencing the series through the music.
I mean, there was that Kingdom Hearts game, that the melody of whatever the heck it was, that was also a music game.
While up to 4 players can battle to the beat in online
Yeah, Final Fantasy
multi-battle.
13.
Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line begins its symphony on the Nintendo Switch system February 16th, 2023.
I tell her, like,
Pre-orders begin
Nintendo
today.
just knows how to
Yeah.
fill up
Wii Shop.
spots in a
This
year.
came out for the
After game's
3DS in
launch,
2012.
play
That's
DLC
why.
songs from the Saga
I knew
series.
there was a reason.
Yeah.
Nier series.
Oh my gosh. So they're just throwing a lot of different stuff. in
Yeah,
there.
including Octopath Traveler, Live
And
Alive.
more will be released. That's 90 additional songs. Plus, additions
I think if
containing
there's something
season
always
passes
consistent
and
about Square
27
Enix, no
extra
matter
songs,
what, with the
including
game,
Melodies of
chaos
Love,
is the
will be
soundtrack.
available.
All the time, it's like, that's always consistently something that
is-
slaps.
I'll acknowledge that. And people who love the rhythm
Cosmic
stuff
Adventure is
really
just
get
around
into
the
it.
corner.
All right.
Cool, more Mario and Rabbids after I saw
Future of
17
galactic
minutes of it on
proportions with
Saturday.
Mario and the Rabbids.
That was the beginning of the Ubisoft conference,
Let's dive
17 minutes of
into
this game.
exploration. Freely
Is this
roam
any,
through all
different, or is
sorts
this
of
the same
wondrous
stuff?
worlds, each one jam-packed
It
with
looks a
discoveries.
little different.
Find coins. Unlock hidden packages,
Somehow, they're making this game seem cooler already in the
and
direct
help
than they
out
did
the
at
locals with
Ubisoft
their troubles.
because of the quick cuts.
Give let it be
At shops,
Nintendo
you
that
can get
figures
items
out how
that come in
to
handy
make
during
things
battles.
more interesting
After
than
each
they
clash
already
or
are.
battle,
Mhm.
Your team will earn rewards and get stronger.
Yeah, there's the
Sparks are here to land
Fortnite-style
a helping
UI
hand.
that they've
Recruit up
added.
to 30 different sparks, each with
Yeah,
their
you're
own
right.
special powers and skills.
I'll say that the coolest thing about the Mario and Rabbids presentation from the Ubisoft conference was that they had the director, executive producer, that's a guy from Italy, that had a hard R, Paul. Hello, my friends. He was speaking like that. It was so funny.
That's great.
Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
When that was happening, I was like, I know what I'm gonna do to start the next show. But then the rest of that show happened, and I was seething at the end of it. But yeah,
Restore peace between humans and monsters. Rune Factory 3 returns on Nintendo Switch.
Rune Factory.
yeah, they had already announced Rune Factory 5 also.
To chat
So.
with the locals. Cultivate crops.
Man, so many Nintendo. What are you trying to tell us? You want us to just go out and touch grass and just plant seeds? So, like, the Nintendo wants you to go gardening, Paul.
They,
Yeah.
Your abilities in battle and
Nintendo is
conversation
flat
with
out
locals
saying,
will
"Don't
vary
be
depending
here.
on your
Go,
Yeah.
go do
Your
gardening.
choices
Yeah.
Go
will cause
outside."
Yeah.
different events.
Oh,
I think
man.
that's always gonna be epic
Brand new
lore
modes
for
been
us.
added to help
Like
you
Yeah.
enjoy
your gardening. That's
quality
just
time
something
with
that
in-game spouse.
I don't think I'll ever let go.
Factory 3 special
It's always
launches
gonna
on
be a
Nintendo
in-joke
Switch
anytime
next
we're
year.
heading into showcase.
I would be shocked if you did let it go, frankly.
Hey, I had also let go of Chaos.
Plus, a
Oh,
new Rune
nope.
Factory series will launch in the future.
I said mostly.
New series.
Yeah. Okay.
More
What are you
Nintendo
adding now,
64
Nintendo, to make
games
my
are on the way.
$50 seem worth it?
Pilot Wings
Man,
64,
if I tell you how many times I played Pilot Wings with my dad.
Mario Party,
Oh, cool. They found
Mario Party 2,
add 3. You gotta add 3. You gotta add 3. Yeah.
Mario Party 3,
There it is. Yes, indeed.
Pokemon Stadium,
Dude, I played so much Pokemon Stadium with my sister.
Pokemon Stadium 2,
And I never got the sequel.
I think I
snowboarding,
played the sequel first because I didn't have a 64.
Uh-huh.
Bike 64.
Yeah, this was the game a lot of my friends had.
Gradually be added in the future. You can play a selection of Nintendo
That-
64 games and enjoy many more.
It's like
game
good for them,
benefits
but
Mhm.
active Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
Online
this
Plus
doesn't do anything for you
expansion
because, again, it's like you didn't grow up with an N64 like I did.
And
Yeah.
There's one more game we should mention.
No way. No freaking way.
Metroid.
No! It's GoldenEye!
Oh, I saw the top left and I saw the Metroid symbol.
My dad, I'm gonna go tell him right now, he's gonna pop. He loves GoldenEye. With online
Alright.
play. Okay,
Good
that's
for
really
them.
cool. Yeah.
That's
Now
gonna
I-
get
yeah,
a
they got-
lot of
they
people.
Yeah, they got me. They got me there. It's like GoldenEye is like so huge for a family.
Best life on the newly discovered
Even though it
continent
doesn't
of
hold up
Andalusia
in the
is
absolute
immersive RPG.
slightest.
Various
Perform
day
over
life.
100
What is
types
this?
of daily
Persona
tasks
without the
to
fun
build
part?
character and deepen your relationships with the locals. In doing so,
They're
you'll
like,
gain
go
access
go
to
find
different
friends,
job
everybody.
classes
Don't
and
play
abilities.
video games.
It was at the 25. It was at the 21 minute mark, Paul, that they did something that
Various
made me
daylight
like
launches on
pop.
Nintendo Switch
personally,
later
so-
today.
I'm glad y'all did.
Yeah.
I barely played GoldenEye.
Mhm.
Causes you
I
to
was more of a
crash land
perfect
on a
dark
strange
kid.
planet.
Mhm.
Build
Same
your
developers, that's what
from
the
scratch
irony.
in this
Perfect Dark-
Factorio is gonna be on Switch.
Scour the planet
Look,
for materials,
another.
then build
Another
machines
one.
to
This
refine
is
them.
Yeah,
this is
but this is a
very-
little different. Yeah.
Eventually, you'll construct
This one
multiple
gets
This was also on
great.
PC, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
I
on
remember.
PC.
Yeah, I think I had it also.
So keep them at
It's
bay.
huge about the
Factorio launches
like
on
building
Nintendo
trains
Switch
and
October
stuff.
28th.
That's a big get, I think.
Hmm.
A young girl
I don't know
named
if it'll
Ed
be enough
visits
for me
an
to
art
play it.
museum with her parents
Mhm.
in this 2D
I hope so.
exploration adventure.
That's an interesting name.
She
Ib.
wanders through a busy gallery by the artist Guertena until one particular piece draws her in.
Omori too.
Hmm.
Oh Lord.
Will she be able to safely return to her own world? Every decision affects her fate in Ib. Launching on Nintendo Switch spring 2023. Mario Strikers Battle League, where 8 players
What a
normally on one
mood
system
whiplash.
can get
Yep.
is getting a second free update.
Oh man.
Join
Second
the
free
roster
update.
of a physical powerhouse
Oh
with fast
shoot!
movements
People
and
are
strong
going to go
tackles.
nuts on Twitter.
And Diddy Kong, a midfield
Nice.
speedster with dazzling techniques.
I heard that this was another one of Nintendo's sports games that gameplay-wise is solid, but came out with so little content to just be added over time that it's just like,
launches this month.
Oh man.
that doesn't do like much for me. Even though I love Mario
The
Strikers,
final summer begins.
I suddenly felt something, Paul. A dazzling and turbulent summer is about to start.
Hey, we've seen this again.
Yeah, Atelier Ryza. Yeah.
Yeah, Atelier.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those games on like PlayStation. I always see them on sale.
Same. I looked it up and then I was just like, no.
That's
But,
the thing, like Paul, you have
imagine-
like you as a married man almost hitting 30. It's gonna be very little that's gonna like make it for you anymore.
It really is gonna
Yeah.
have to be, but because it almost looks like a parallel version of the Tales of series.
Yeah.
New features are also
And that's the thing, like how are you doing with Tales of Arise?
lively adventure are in your hands.
Man, I barely have enough time to play the games that I truly want to finish.
Yeah, that tweet that I posted a few days ago, it was like so pointed.
Oh yeah, where
You
it's
buy
anybody
the
listening.
you buy the 30 games to just to get the feeling of the 1-2 games you used to get as a child. Okay, here comes Wave 3. I have them because I have N64 online.
Two courses racing into Wave 3.
Christmas.
Mary Mountain from Mario Kart Tour.
The Mario Kart Tour I never played because that was a mobile one. So
Yeah, apparently they finally removed microtransactions.
too little, too late.
I know, right?
Yeah, but at least now the maps are gonna be in a game that people really love.
Gardens from Mario
Seriously.
That doesn't stop selling for some reason.
Because the last one they made and everyone
Exactly,
loves
yeah.
Mario Kart. Like that's one thing that I would still pop off for is a
Yeah.
new Mario Kart.
Yeah, Forbes Baltassi just tweeted Mario Kart 8 is Nintendo's GTA 5.
DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game.
Gosh, you're right.
Yeah, I mean it's been 80 years since it originally came out. So
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost. The DLC can also be purchased on its own.
How was that? Next, we have
926.
some news to share about Nintendo Switch Sports.
cool.
Sports, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that
Next,
came out on
update
April.
12 will be added.
I remember the beta came out for this thing literally the weekend Horizon came out.
Oh no.
I was like,
Of course, you can play
ain't
this-
happening. I was like,
Additionally,
I'm all
up
about
to 8
Horizon that
players
weekend.
online can play at the same
Even though
time
I think I
on
said in the
same
show in our
quest
show,
and survival
I may get a little bored just
Those with the
binging
most
through
votes
Horizon.
will
I may need a
out.
little break, but I didn't get bored in that first weekend that I
Previously
played it. It
announced
was like,
that the update would release this
Yeah,
fall.
I
However,
almost went
we'd like
back
a
to
bit
it
more time for
recently.
development, so the
There were
update
several
is now
games that I
planned
wanted
for
to
this
pick up,
holiday.
and somehow
Please
Assassin's
wait
Creed
just a
3
little
Remastered ended up
Mhm.
winning yesterday.
yeah.
And I got through
We
a
have
good
a
chunk of it.
special
Now
guest.
I'm the young Connor.
Mr.
Yeah, you're in
Miyamoto.
sequence 7 then.
Hello, it's been a while.
Hey.
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh,
I
shoot.
have a few things
I
to
hope
he's
share
living
with
his
you
best
today,
life.
including
So the
some news.
GoldenEye thing, Rare just tweeted 25 years after its original release experience, GoldenEye
The Super
007
Mario
faithfully
Brothers
recreated for
animated movie we're
Xbox consoles.
developing with Chris
Includes
Alejandro
achievements,
from
4K resolution, and smoother
Illumination
frame rate,
next spring.
even in split-screen local multiplayer coming soon to Xbox
And
Game
Super
Pass.
Nintendo World, which is entering its
Oh my
second year
gosh.
at
GoldenEye on
Universal
Game Pass,
Studios
that's
Japan,
awesome.
Also open in Hollywood, California, in the U.S. Recently, we've been working
He's talking
on the
about
finishing
the
touches
amusement
for
park,
both.
by the way.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but I don't
Okay.
care.
Today, I'd like to
I
talk a
mean,
little
I-
bit about
Yeah.
Pikmin.
I didn't understand what he was saying
Mm.
while you were talking because I
It's
don't
been
have
over 20
captions on.
years since the
Really?
first game,
You should
and
put
we're
them on.
still
I have them
working
on.
the series.
So-
There we go.
Pikmin Bloom.
This is Pikmin Bloom. It's a
Oh,
sci-fi
Niantic.
game we
Okay,
started with
another
Niantic
Niantic game.
last year,
Damn
in
it,
which
can y'all
players
just
all
make a
over
new
the world
Pikmin
are
game?
planting
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah, Pikmin 4 has
Here's a quick
been
rundown
rumored
of
that
the
it's been
game
in
for those
development
who
for
have
like
yet
a
to play
long
it.
time.
I still need to just buy the
Pikmin
third
Bloom
game
is
on
a
the
Yeah.
smart
Switch, and
device
I keep
game that
forgetting
uses
to.
your location. By walking
It's old enough that I
outside,
think
you
I
can
think it
find
hits the
Pikmin,
$41.99
raise them,
price point.
flowers together.
That's
Has
they
it?
sometimes they that
Maybe
they
this.
sometimes.
All you need to do
Christmas.
is take it with you on your daily walks
Paul,
or outings.
we could do an arrangement like
You
we
can
did
look
on
back at the
PlayStation.
end of the day and see where you walked.
That's possible.
Mhm.
Send out Pikmin and collect the items they found that day,
Gosh.
and feed them nectar to increase their petals. So how many
It's not
steps
even
did we
like
take
a
today?
terrible idea. It's just
While you're out and about, you
The
can
IP
also
is
use
not
the
one that's
AR
just gonna
feature
have
to
this
take
stickiness
photos
like
of
something like Pokemon Go did.
Pikmin are all around you. Let's take a quick look at my screen. I have nearly 700
I tell you, I'm
Pikmin.
giddy that GoldenEye
They
is
love
gonna
nectar.
come out outside the
If you
Switch
give
also.
Pikmin nectar like you see here,
I'm
their
really glad
flowers
as
will
well
bloom.
because
Yeah.
a lot of people went off for that.
You'll also
Obviously,
see
it's a
the
shame
number
it's
of
not
steps
going
you've
to come to
taken that
PlayStation. It
day.
seems, but Xbox. is
That's why I
gonna-
bought. That's why I bought a Series
Along
S
the path you
exactly
walk,
for that.
So you can keep a record of locations you've visited. I normally move around within Kyoto, but I've also been going to Osaka, to Universal Studios Japan. I occasionally go to Tokyo as well. You'll say to yourself, okay, this time I'll try walking here. It makes trips and walks a lot of fun. It's a very easygoing play experience you can enjoy
Great when you
just
live
by
in a
taking it
country
with
that's
you.
friendly
I hope you'll
to
try it out.
walkers.
Yeah.
Okay, now to the main event.
Not good for
Please take a look at this.
this country.
Okay, what's your main event, Miyamoto?
Please.
This is looking way too good for something in Nintendo. Oh,
Still Pikmin.
oh my God.
This is Pikmin.
Yeah, it's happening, Paul.
Pikmin
It's
4.
happening. Yep. Come on, put the number, put the number, put the number. Unless it's even up, Pikmin 4. Yeah. Next year. Yep. It's been rumored for so freaking long. So
Yeah.
That's right. Pikmin 4 will launch in 2023. We won't be showing any gameplay today. However, you'll be able to play like this, from the Pikmin's perspective near the ground. I also made a new t-shirt.
nice.
Nintendo Switch has made controlling the game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay. We call it Dandori in Japanese, or strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin. I hope you're all looking forward to Pikmin 4. Thank you, Mr. Koizumi.
All right.
Thank you
At
very
least
much,
there's something
Mr.
to be
Miyamoto.
excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's move on to some more headlines.
Just yeah.
Oh,
Your
Just Dance was also at the
game to
Ubisoft thing
next
showing the
level.
new UI and crossplay and all that.
which I haven't seen any of this, so
Mhm.
at least those will be kind
Yeah,
of
new for you. The new UI is cool because it's like, okay, at least it's gonna look a little different for what Just Dance has been for like most of its entries. I have one of them because I played it with my mom. But to me, like in the context of the greater Ubisoft that had an hour show before an Assassin's Creed showcase where they only announced one game, it was like brutal. But oh, they dated it because it didn't have a date on at the Ubisoft thing.
22nd, all right.
Huh?
You survived
November,
the season
yeah.
of death.
Wow.
Yeah,
Morbid.
Harvestella.
You cultivate
Oh,
a
okay.
peaceful farm life in the village of Lethe. The season of death quietus
Everyone must have
continuously
been like
returns, threatening to
spying
destroy
on each
all.
other's companies and
Travel
like,
the
all right,
world
harvest,
and find
harvest.
a way to put an
Yeah.
end to the calamity
Farming.
in this life
And the
Big
thing is that there's
commercial.
many games of harvesting within even Square Enix
Along the way,
that I think we saw here.
allies with different
Yeah,
motives
just
will
here.
join your cause.
Now this one seems probably the
Facing
most like
numerous dangers,
substantial.
you'll be
Of
Yeah,
that.
because it's like there's harvesting, but there's like an actual JRPG also.
Ironic
And-
that this is the one that's called Harvestella and it has probably the least amount of.
Hey,
farming.
demo available later today, and I bet the
Available on Nintendo eShop. Save data
yeah,
can be
there you go.
transferred to the full
This
game
is
once
I love that Square Enix has fully committed to the demo that gives you progress to the main game. That's how they got me with Stranger of Paradise.
That's true.
Yeah.
Get ready for a
Oh yeah,
different
are they finally gonna give a
time.
date to this thing?
After 500 years, Umbra Witch Bayonetta was revived in the present day. In the first Bayonetta game, she clashed with angels to recover her lost memories.
It's been so long they
And in the
literally
second,
have to give a
confronted
recap
demons
for
to
what
Mhm.
happened
save her
in this
best
story.
Yeah. First game came out in 2009, and then the sequel in
Now,
2014,
in this
so
third installment,
8 years
she'll
almost.
fight to protect the world from the
Obviously, there was the
sudden
Switch
invasion of
re-releases on
man-made
2017,
bioweapons
but still, that's still
called
5
Homeland
years.
Spy.
Yeah.
And this game is directed by the game designer for Metal Gear Solid 5, so
To fighting for
Oh
others,
shoot.
to fighting for the world. Those who have
a detail that I
overcome
once mentioned when we saw a direct that showcases this thing, and when we did a react, I mentioned I was gonna mention it, for completely forgot to tell you.
Another Umbra
So.
witch, Sean. New ally
Closing
Noah
threads,
also
closing
joins
loose
in on the
ends
action.
from our lore.
racing.
Gosh, it's
Demon
literally
summoning.
Dante Virgil and Nero.
Globe-trotting adventure awaits in Bayonetta 3.
Oh shoot.
Launching on Nintendo Switch October 20th.
Okay.
Pre-orders are available
Well, that's
now
gonna
on
suck.
Nintendo eShop.
Yeah.
After today's Nintendo Direct, a new trailer delving more into
Hey, at
games
least
will
Gotham
launch on our
Knights got
official
pushed up.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
with
A dark
Bayonetta
fantasy
Star
mystery
Power,
abounds
that
from
would
the
have taken some
creators of
sales away from
Danganronpa.
Gotham Knights, I think. Oh,
That's the
creators of
thing. It
Danganronpa.
wouldn't because it's on Switch, so
Of
two different
perpetual
audiences.
reign.
So
Many cases remain unsolved
For the
in
most
this
part.
corporate-controlled metropolis. Those
Designs
who
are cool.
investigate are called master detectives, who come from all around the world.
Hey guys, maybe a child shouldn't be a murder
I
investigator.
know.
Meet Yuma,
Freaking
an
Detective
amnesiac
Conan
detective.
ass.
I mean, if Nancy Drew can be a
Shinigami,
child detective, like
spirit
anything
haunting
can.
him after their
I mean, she
past.
shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but
Dive into these unsolved cases as a trainee at the detective agency. Thoroughly inspect each crime scene to gather clues and evidence.
Seeing this kind of game right now, it's like it just underlines how perfect it is that the Persona games are finally also coming to Switch. It's like they're at home at this in this system.
yeah.
Overcome obstacles and manifestations of mysteries to edge closer to the actual events. However, mystery phantoms will attempt to hinder your progress during each case. Avoid their
It's Oogie
barrage
Boogie
of
from Kingdom
falsehoods
Hearts.
and slash through contradictions. Uncover the secrets of Master Detective Archives Rain Code, launching first on the Nintendo Switch system spring 2023. Enter the village if you dare.
The cloud version.
Okay.
hmm
I was like,
Latest
there's no
installment
way.
in the
Nah.
Resident
They're
Evil
going to
series.
make
They
that
made
happen.
7 work in
Nintendo
Japan as a
Switch
cloud version, so.
Oh shoot, okay.
And they have made Control work as a cloud version.
Ethan Winters must face the horrors of
Don't
the
know how
village
for
and its
Control,
4 fearsome
but-
lords to rescue
Cloud
his
is like they
adopted
don't
daughter.
they're doing the processing
Resident
somewhere
Evil
else. So
Village
the
Cloud
Switch is not doing
launches on
anything other than
Nintendo
just
Switch October
I'm just
28th.
saying, like for what
You can
Control
download and
would
try out
demand
the free
from you.
demo
Mhm.
today on Nintendo
Because like
eShop to
Resident Evil
pre-order
is
the full
slower,
game.
so I could see the reaction time
The
not being
Winters
as big of a deal.
expansion DLC
Oh shoot, I
containing
forgot
new
that this is
third-person
coming out and
mode,
that's in December.
additional story content,
The,
I
uh,
forgot that was this
will
year.
launch
No,
December 2nd.
no. The same day as Callisto Protocol. Come on, don't do that to me.
The Resident Evil series will be
Oh, cool.
available as
All of
cloud
them are.
versions on Nintendo Switch this
Good for
year.
them. Man, I'm sad that I revisited the Resident Evil 2 next gen version and I felt like it didn't hold up, honestly.
Really? Man, I thought it held up
Nintendo
beautifully.
Something about
game.
the faces didn't connect with me,
Vanquish
and I couldn't
foes
keep
to
playing
avenge
it.
your
Hey,
father in
Sifu.
this kung fu action brawler.
Hey, good thing that it's gonna come out at
Tripping.
now with the accessibility options on immediately. So.
This will
And gain the upper
destroy people's Joy-Con
Fall in
controllers.
combat,
Yeah.
and you'll get older and weaker.
Yeah, especially with the holding left bumper and having to move the stick to like do the dodges, that it's like so.
Quick flips of
Can
it,
you
that's gonna
exact
snap that
revenge
sucker.
Before your time runs out, Sifu pummels its way onto Nintendo Switch November 8th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
So that takes out on a PS exclusive from.
Experience the events
Yeah,
leading
Crisis.
up to Final Fantasy VII in this exciting action RPG.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
If
the
only we were
There is
actually
no
reacting to that
soldier
Square thing,
operative
Paul, so you could have seen the
aspiring
reveal
to
of this
become a
these
hero.
Final Fantasy
Together
VII
with
Crisis
Sephiroth
Core
and
remake.
Cloud, he investigates strange disappearances within his
That would
elite
have been
unit.
great.
This remaster features enhanced HD graphics, an updated combat system, and new
Ooh, that's that
soundtrack
music.
arrangements. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII
New
Reunion
combat system. That
launches
looks
on Nintendo
exactly the
Switch
same as it
December
was.
13th.
December 13.
Arcade shoot 'em up Radiant Silvergun is
That's what you
coming
say.
to Nintendo
I thought we
Switch.
knew that it was gonna
It
be
was
this
winter.
year.
It was winter. That could have been
Oh,
January
that's
and February.
right. Oh
Defeat multiple
shoot.
enemies
Yeah.
of the same color for a chain
Why didn't
bonus.
why didn't they flash the date there? I have no idea, but they just said
Secret
December
bonus.
13. So
Oh my gosh.
that's a great
Rack up these
Christmas
bonuses
game.
for a high
That is
score.
gonna be. Oh, this.
Radiant Silvergun
It's
launches
better to
on
get it
Nintendo
out
Switch
Yeah,
now,
now.
as opposed to later.
hmm
Recruit a team of shipwrecked
Endless
heroes
Dungeon.
and make your way out of a derelict space station in this roguelike game set in the Endless Universe. But it's not as easy as it sounds.
So we got
You'll have to
Pikmin for
fend off
2023,
continuous
Golden Eyes
waves
coming
of
back.
monsters and make your way through
Now
procedurally
Crisis Core
generated
is
levels.
coming out on December
Complete
13.
various
Is like
quests to unlock new heroes,
at least I have
weapons,
3 things that I've gotten out of this.
Up to 3
Definitely.
players in online co-op can attempt to escape their grim fate. Do you have what it takes? Endless Dungeon launches on Nintendo Switch next year. The journey of world
It's
regeneration
9:40.
begins
Yeah.
anew.
But they usually say estimate
Remastered
times and
Tales
then
of Symphonia is coming to Nintendo Switch.
We said it was only going to be
The
around a
world of
40-minute
Silverrun
thing,
is
so
controlled
it's
by
like we gotta
shadowy forces
Yeah.
called
pick it up
Scions.
the pace,
To
guys.
stop
Mhm.
them, a person known as the Chosen One must ascend the Tower of Salvation.
we are your
Lloyd soon
salvation.
embarks on a journey with Colette, the current Chosen One, and his childhood friend in this beloved action RPG. They'll meet allies along the way, like the wandering aristocrat Zelos.
Let's see
and a
what
lumberjack
Twitter
who
says
lost her
about.
emotions after an experiment, Presea. Other allies will also join the party.
I like that kind of music.
The
It is
fate of
very
two
nostalgic sounding.
interconnected worlds hangs in the
Holy
balance.
crap! So Miyamoto said on September 7, 2015,
Tales of
Pikmin 4 is
Symphonia
real and very
Remastered
close to
begins its
completion.
journey on Nintendo Switch early next
7
year.
years ago.
Something went real bad for them.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is several Disney items.
Mhm.
Life is Strange. Okay, so this is the rapid fire lightning round.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered. Lego Brick Tales.
Yeah, that's the Disney game that we saw at the showcase for Friday.
Yep. Guys, season 2. Could have sworn they're on like 5th or 6th season right now.
Hmm.
Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe
Okay.
is coming to Nintendo Switch.
That's like a
One day,
Game Boy Advance game, I
spaceship
think.
crash lands on planet Popstar.
or at least the
Mac will
last time I had
return to his
Dreamland.
home planet.
It's like, I
Kirby
can't
and his friends set
remember
off
for
on an
sure.
adventure. In addition to sword,
Yeah, okay, this was the 2D one
and
that
other
came
Mhm.
out.
familiar copy abilities, the new mecha copy
Yeah.
ability
But this
makes
is
its
a new
debut.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Blast foes from a distance.
Because they had
or
one that came
punch
out on
'em
the
up
Switch
close.
already that
Mhm.
was 2D.
It's packed with other powerful moves as well. The game supports local play for up to 4 players on the same system.
Yeah, people are popping for the
Plus,
December
everyone
13th
can
Final
play as
Fantasy
Kirby
Crisis
while
Core
using their
release.
favorite copy
Good.
abilities.
Yeah.
I really hope it's
There's
not as
also a
jarring as I
collection of
fear it will
sub-games
be.
to play. This includes
Yeah, I
the
get
new
to experience it
sub-game
like
Magolor's
through fresh
Town
eyes,
Trackers.
thankfully.
And I'm gonna
And
have
returning
those
ones
nostalgia
like
goggles that
Samurai
should
Kirby.
really help me out.
Mhm.
All
Even if it
sub-games
isn't
can be played with
the
up to
best.
4 players.
It's like got a Mario
An
Kart game
adventure of
mixed in
Ah.
with
great
this.
proportions awaits. Kirby's Return to Dreamland
Man, it's
Deluxe
like-
launches on the Nintendo
Again, just for Switch owners, they have a lot.
February
They have like a huge
24th,
buffet to pick up
Pre-orders
to,
begin
to,
today
to
February
pick.
on Nintendo
24th.
eShop.
Uh,
That's gonna be
As part of Kirby's
right in the middle of the
30th
bloodbath.
anniversary, a remake of Kirby's Return to Dreamland will be released.
that's the
We hope you're looking forward to
Yeah.
this game.
that's where I knew it.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct.
there's got to be one more thing, right? Right?
This next trailer will be our last announcement.
Yep.
Please
Okay.
take a
Yeah.
look.
Last trailer. This is it.
Yeah, and you know
What's it
how I'm
gonna
feeling
be?
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild too.
Okay, I'll
Mhm.
accept it. Whatever. At this point, I don't even want Breath of the Wild 2 anymore.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same
okay,
way.
Okay. I gotta get into it.
Mhm. Jeff Grubb, you failed us. I woke up for this.
This was once my most anticipated for this year.
Yeah,
I just need to.
this was an honorable
Shuffle.
mention for me because I didn't even have a name and I knew it wasn't coming out this year. So I had good Foresight.
Let's see what we got. More gameplay.
That was
Yep.
Yep.
Looking this.
just fly beneath. Yeah, the whole world has been destroyed in the beneath.
Title reveal.
Tears of the
Tears.
Kingdom.
All right.
At least, hey, now that it has a name, now I believe it's coming out. May 12, 2023. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
There it is. So
That's a shame that I got so disappointed out of that. I really wanted to be excited for Breath of the Wild 2, and then I hyped myself up thinking that the other option was more viable. And now I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, it's like that's crushing once again. It's like that came and went. I was still hear nothing of that, but I have to like remain positive, a little bit positive that GoldenEye's coming back for me. There's a new Pikmin Crisis Core. It's finally it's happening way sooner because I thought they were being cheeky with winter to be like, yeah, it's going to be in January and February when everything else is coming out.
Yeah.
So,
or God forbid March. But at least we get it December 13th.
Yeah, and now we know that this next Zelda is on May unless it gets delayed. But I think they wouldn't because when they finally dated Breath of the Wild, it was it was different there because they knew they had to launch it with the system, so there was like no two ways about it.
That's true. And let's talk about the fact that it seems like there's going to be two different storyline changes to your character because we're shown a lot of Breath of the Wild 1 style Link, but obviously his hair goes down and he gets the weird arm at some point, which we saw separately in that game. So there's going to be, it seems, two different exploration opportunities. Maybe like a story event is going to change your arm. Give you
now we no longer have to call it Breath of the Wild 2 finally. Now it's the Legend of Tears of the Kingdom. So
I gotta change my thinking about that because I'm so set on Breath of the Wild 2 now.
Yeah, that's why that's why I was so adamant at not calling it Breath of the Wild 2 because they were adamant at not calling it. So
I knew it was going to be different. It's hard to call it the sequel to Breath of the Wild 2 because that is such a mouthful to say every time you need to say it.
Yeah, and now it's on May 12. It's a May game. That's like, if it doesn't get pushed, that's a perfect game for May. So perfect.
I think so as well. So hopefully that'll work. And I guess I gotta pre-order my copy before they sell out and then never get their stuff back.
Hear this tweet. Did they really not show this in the UK because they've all been crying tears of the kingdom for our queen? Well, and on that note, Paul, this was our reactions to the Nintendo Direct. We can have some like further discussions whenever we record our next episode. So there is that state of play later today. That's only going to be 20 minutes. So
that's something we'll be there for that.
Yeah. So then I'll see you then. And everyone that's going to be watching this VOD, we want to thank you. And remember, stay healthy, stay sexy, and remember,
press X
to play.
See y'all later.
Adios.